Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about regrouping mixed numbers. So we're going to start by just reviewing and talking about regrouping when we talk about subtraction. Because we've talked about this for a long time, for years and years. And with this is going to help us make the connection to how and why we're going to be regrouping these mixed numbers. So if I look at these numbers right here, we have 123 minus 19. Now, when we do this problem, what we're going to do, right, our normal thing is that we have to regroup this because I can't take 9 from 3. So I have to go next door. Now, if I'm to build this, I have 123. Now, to take away 19 of them, I can't take 9 ones away, right? So what I'm going to have to do is actually regroup. So I'm going to take this 10 and I'm going to regroup it. So this is we still have 123. So to take away 19, I have to regroup this 10 and bring it over into the ones place. So that's what we do when we are actually regrouping, right? So we would take the 2 and we're regrouping one of them and putting it over into the ones place. So this becomes a 1 because we only have 1 left in our tens place now. And this in our ones place, we have 13 of them left. So now because we're able to take 9 from here, I can easily take these and break them apart. And now they're ones, right? And now I'm able to take away 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I have 4 left in my ones place, right? 1 minus 1 in my tens place, I would take that away. So I get 0, and I have 1 in the hundreds place left. So this is just a review and to show how and why the regrouping works when we're talking about whole numbers, when we're using subtraction. So now we're going to get to the stuff that has to do with the fractional stuff that we're going to do. So if I have, and we're not actually going to subtract today, we're going to subtract in our next lesson, but I really want to show you how we're going to regroup. So let's say I have 2 and let's say 2/4. Okay, so I'm going to write my fraction over here. 2 and 2/4. Now, the reason we're doing this is that when we are subtracting and we need to regroup, we have to understand how we're going to break this down so that it will actually be able to work with our regrouping that kind of in the similar way that we did with our whole numbers. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take one of the wholes. So we're going to take this whole and we're actually going to break it up. So this 2 is going to now be one of the wholes. And we're going to take this other whole and we're going to swap it for a whole that's full of fourths. Okay, so this is now 1 and 4/4. Do you see how that worked? So 1 and 4/4. Okay, so now we have 1 and 4/4. And we still have that 2/4 left from our original fraction. So another way to represent 2 and 2/4 would be to represent it as 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fourths. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is a shortcut to this, to think about it, is that there's 4/4 to make a whole. What a lot of people like to do is think about this shortcut of 4 plus the 2 that we originally had is going to get you 6 for your numerator. All right, let's try another one. Let's say we had 3, and I know this one's different. I didn't have enough opaque ones. This one is a transparent one. Let's do 3 and let's do 5ths this time. All right, so 3 and let's do 3/5. So 3 and 3/5. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3/5 and 3 wholes. So we're going to take one of these wholes. I'm going to trade it out. And this hole is full of fifths. So this is 2 holes still, right? So if we were to break this out, this is 2 holes and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifths. Okay, so now we have 2 holes and how many fifths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So another equivalent fraction for this would be 2 and 8 fifths. Okay, do you see why that works? So if I were to put this back together, if I have this put back together, I still have 5 fifths. So when I put it back together, that gets me back to my 3 holes. So I haven't changed the amount of foam that I have, these little foam blocks. I haven't changed the amount. What I've done is I've regrouped it or talked about it in a different way. Okay. Same thing with if I wanted to do this in a bar form, I could think about this in this way. So I could have a bar like this, and I could split it into 3 holes. And then over on this side, I'm going to have this part split into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we were to shade this, we get 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, and we have 3 fifths. So 1, 2, 3, right? So this is 3 fifths. And then if we were to split this out again, so let's get a green one here. If we were to split this into fifths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now I have, this is 5 fifths, and then this is our 2 holes. So again, we're going to have 2 and 8 fifths. Okay, so just a couple of different ways to represent this. It depends on if you are a person that likes my little circle guys or if you like the bars. So that's just a couple of examples with our manipulatives to show you how this all works. So this is representing the same thing that we represented with our circles. Okay, let's try it again because I know you guys don't have the same set of manipulatives that I have at home. So I wanted to show you the rectangle version as well. So let's try thirds. Let's do 2 and 1/3. So we'll have 2 and 1/3. Now I want you to think about how, when I swap this out, what this is going to look like as my new fraction, right? My new mixed number, because I'm going to trade it in for this one. So my new whole number is going to be 1 less, right? Because I'm swapping it out. Instead of a whole, I'm going to be left with thirds. So now how many thirds do I have all together? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 thirds. And that worked because I split my 2 into 1 and 4 fourths. Okay, plus that extra 1/3. Oh gosh, fourths. Hang on, I was on fourths. 1 and 3/3. Ha! And then I'm going to add that extra 1/3, and I'm going to end up with 1 and 4 thirds. Okay. So those are just some ways that we can draw them. Oh, let me draw the rectangle version of this so that if you want to draw these, you're welcome to. So we have 2 and 1/3. So I need to split this up into 2 holes. And then, so I have 1, 2 holes. And then I also need to have a third over here. So I have 1/3. And then we're going to take this one and split it into thirds. So I have 3 thirds and then 1 whole. So this ends up being, just like the other one, 1 and 4 thirds. Okay. So this is basically the why of how this happens. And now I want to do a couple of examples so that we're ready to go here. So here are a few examples. So let's practice some where we're writing the numerator, because this is what you'll see on your worksheet. So if I have 3 and 4/9, what would my numerator be if this is what my regrouped fraction looks like. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So if I were to break out this 3 into a 2 and 9/9, what would this denominator be? I have 9/9 plus 4/9, so this would be 13/9. Okay, let's try another one. What if we have 7 and 1/6? And what if, ooh, let's do it. If, let's say we don't know what our whole number is. Okay, so what would my whole number be here? So 7 and 1/6 equals blank and 7/6. So remember, we're going to take this 7 and split it out into a 6 and 7/7, or 6 and 6/6. Goodness. And so now my 6 will go right there. Okay, let's try another one. 4 and 5/7 equals 3 and how many sevenths? Okay, so we're going to break this 4 up into a 3 and 7/7. So 7/7 plus 5/7 would equal 12/7. All right, another one. 7 and 3/8 equals blank and 11/8. Okay, so if you remember again, we're going to split out the 7 into a 6 and 8/8. So 8 plus 3 was 11, which means my whole number is going to be 6. Okay, let's try a couple more. All right, let's do 2 and 3/5 equals 1 and how many fifths? So remember, we're going to break out the 2 into a 1 and 5/5. So 5/5 plus 3/5 equals 8/5. All right, let's try another one. 3 and 2/9 equals blank and 11/9. So again, we're going to split this 3 into a 2 and 9/9. So yep, 9 plus 2 is 11. And this 2 is my new whole number here. Okay, 2 more. 4 and 4/7 equals 3 and how many sevenths? So we're going to split this 4 into a 3 and 7/7. So 7/7 plus 4/7 equals 11/7. All right, last one. 4 and 5/6 equals blank and 11/6. So we're going to split this into a 3 and 6/6. So 6 plus 5/6 does equal 11/6, and our 3 is our whole number. Okay, guys, that is our lesson on regrouping mixed numbers. This is going to be really helpful in our next couple of lessons about regrouping mixed numbers when we're subtracting them. So this is the end of our video. Head over to Classroom, check out the board notes and the worksheet and the fast check. If you have any questions, please stop by to office hours, and I'm happy to help you out and do some examples with you. Thanks, guys. Till next time.